Is the Sky Defender a masterpiece? Is it really at the same level of a perfect grade Unleashed? I built the whole inner frame, and I can't wait to show you how it went and share my thoughts. Buckle up, cause you're about to enjoy this build. The first thing I did was prepare the action base. I know that you can't grasp the size of it, so let's put beside the Master Grade Extreme Strike Freedom. I don't think that's the right one. Let's go with the real grade Granddaddy, much better. This model is going to be huge. I will be following the manual instructions religiously, starting from the backpack all the way to the legs. I want to spend a moment praising one of the best features ever. Not only does it show which runner you'll be using, but it also shows where the pieces are located. I didn't spend any time scrambling, looking for piece number 32. This visual indication is just the best, considering how many runners and parts are in this build. So much time saved. One of the first things I noticed after grabbing all the parts for the first section is how many undergated knobs there are. After finishing the whole inner frame, I can tell you that it's more than 90% undergated. Let me grab my nippers, my sanding sticks, and let's put this together. This is the middle section of the backpack. Very nice details. I really like these gold accents too. The only issue I had was how tough some parts are. I had to use way more strength than I would expect. For the rest, everything was smooth. Then we have 6 floating guns, cause I think Beats is copyrighted, followed by 2 rail rifles. Proceeding to the wings, we have the first edge details to apply. I have to say that they're really nice, but the glue is not the best. I had some falling, so I suggest using some modeling glue to better secure them. I also had to use a couple of screws to secure the wings, provided with a nice screwdriver. Should I use it? I don't think so. And here are the wings, many movable parts and nice details. I'm sure all these flaps will shine once the armor is on. The last piece of this backpack puzzle is the Fighting Falcon. Now we can put it together. The joints are so tight that even the manual mentions it. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more Gunpla content. I have a good amount of tutorials too that you should totally check out. This thing is massive. Let's spread the wings a bit and add the rifles. And that's the backpack, with our Gundams for scale. The chest is next. I decided to build it with the optional metal parts, which are included in the box. You can see here in the middle a metal bar, and on the sides are the metal joints for the arms. These are the classic joints that you can extract to increase the movement range of the arms. I will check them better later on. The waist joint has more metal parts and needs to be slid inside the chest, then secured with the front panel. And this panel has been the hardest part of the whole build. It's so hard to make it fit. Let's set the back and we're done here. The waist joint can be extracted for a good crunch. We will test how it works when we have the whole model. The head is pretty simple, but I know that there's going to be a whole lot of armor on top of it. The skirt is pretty basic for now, but it's full of movable parts. All the plates can be adjusted to get them out of the way of the legs. Then we have the shoulders. There are a couple of gimmicks. The upper part can be extracted, and using this lever, the thruster can be extracted and retracted. Arms and a couple of ends. The arms have the classic double joint and moving pistons, with a great chrome plating. The wrist joint lets the hand tilt up and down, swing sideways, and turn 360 degrees. Let's install the feet, and we're done with the legs. Once again, there's a double joint on the knee, with a chrome rail sliding in and out, and piston in the lower one. Here we can see the last of the metal parts, connecting the feet to the leg. The ankle can move up and down, giving a boost to the foot movement. I really like how they added the sliding parts to this movement too. Okay, finally we can put this bad boy together. And it's even bigger than expected. Let's sit beside our granddaddy and the master grade goof for scale. It's really impressive. The back fits perfectly on the backpack, and I have to say that it's already looking stunning. We're not done here. The next section is called Metallic Frame Reinforcements, and we will add the details to the whole body. But before we do, I think it's a good point for some considerations about this build. First of all, I absolutely need to praise the whole planning behind this kit. It's just so on point. All the undergated parts saved me an incredible amount of time. The knobs that aren't undergated are all, or at least 99% of them, hidden. After the first couple of assembled parts, I just put my sanding sticks away and just double snip the parts, followed by shaving them with a hobby knife. The building experience itself, well, wasn't mind-blowing, nothing that's not been seen before or revolutionary, but the clear indication of where the parts are on the runner, coupled with very clear instructions, made it incredibly smooth. I never had to scratch my head trying to figure it out what to do. Let's talk about the floating guns. If you build the RGI Nu or the Nu Gundam, the bits are just a chore. They take forever. They kept the guns here as simple as possible, but still including a great amount of details and moving parts. I really hope I won't change my mind when the time for armor comes, let's see. Time to detail this inner frame now. On the chest we had the cockpit cover and a couple of details. The skirt is the part that really gets a major glow up. Between golden tubes, chrome plating and moving wings, it's almost unrecognizable. The shoulder gets some chrome and gold heads too. While the arms are mostly covered in metal edge details. The legs get another good upgrade. A lot of extra details and ankle covers. And we went from this to this. A nice glow up, I would say. Let's now take a look at what the joints look like. The head has a double joint that, paired with a tilting plate, gives a good range of movement. The cockpit can be fully opened, revealing the pilot inside, which I so have to paint. The arms are somewhat limited, this is the most you can raise them. Extracting the joint is pretty hard, with a result in the shoulder getting loose almost all the time. Let me put it back in place, and now we can see how much it can bend. Not bad at all, you can totally do a crossing arm pose without issues. Moving to the legs, you can get a pretty good front kick, and the same for the side. The skirt flaps can be moved out of the way. The back skirt needs to be raised if you want any action back there. These joints are so hard. Let's now try to lower the leg joint. Just unlock this clip, slide the legs down and lock them in place. Now we have a bit more flexibility. Let's try to get a kneeling pose. Very nice. It's pondering about when it's going to get some armor on. Soon, my friend, soon your time to shine will come. When you extract the waist joint, you can get a decent front and back crunches, but nothing to write home about. Should still be enough to get some nice poses. So, time for some thought about this build, and please be aware that I could change my mind after I complete this beast. As much as I didn't find anything mind-blowing in this kit, I am honestly pleased about how pleasant the build was. It feels like they put a bunch of Gunpla builders for brainstorming about what do you dislike the most, not having an amazing action base included, having to spend so much time sanding and polishing, crying, trying to find the 100th piece on these huge runners. It also has no quality issues. All the parts were perfect, polished and easy to assemble. This kit is so accessible to any kind of builder, from a complete newbie to a seasoned one. It's already looking stunning as it is, and with some work on all these details you can really take it to the next level. So, going back to my main question. At the moment, can we consider it a perfect grade Unleashed? In all honesty, no. From a perfect grade Unleashed I would expect more innovation, something I never saw before. This is closer to a master grade on steroids. Still, considering the real retail price, it's absolutely worth it. If you saw my first impressions video, you know I had it pre-order for a year, to be able to pay the $54 that actually costs. And it's actually worth a bit more than that. But do not spend $250 on it. This is way too much for what you get. And you would be rewarding scalpers. Place a pre-order for the next reprint and be patient. This is my honest advice. Now I will work on the armor and there will be a following video about it. It's going to take a bit, because I want to properly rescribe it, panel line, paint some details here and there, and more. Let's see if I change my mind about this kit or not. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.